I've had some incredible fishing experiences in Louisiana these past few years, from massive garfish to redfish and bass. But ever since I was a kid obsessed with survival shows like Alone and Man vs. Wild, I have been intrigued by the idea of salmon. As an adult, I'm currently in the process of rekindling my childhood passion for fishing and the outdoors. And watching my favorite YouTube creators like Adventure Chasing or The Outdoor Boys trek into the Alaskan wilderness to chase wild salmon has really inspired me. And Alaska is definitely on my agenda. But recently, my wife told me she was going to Maine to visit a friend, and I learned there was salmon there, so I immediately got in touch with a guide and booked a plane ticket for myself as well. Upon researching and eventually arriving in Maine, I quickly discovered that it's nothing like home. The air is cool, even in June, and the water is clearer, and the wildlife is incredible. This place may not be quite as untouched by mankind as Alaska, but it's a world apart from Louisiana, where true wilderness is hard to find. Once I arrived, all I could think about was getting out on the water, and I wouldn't have to wait too long.
Alright guys, it's just about 4 a.m. I'm absolutely exhausted. I was way too excited to sleep last night. I just got in my car. I got about an hour and a half drive to meet my guide, and we're gonna get on the water and hopefully catch my first salmon today.
Shame or terror. I mean, there's all these psychological states which
I've made it to the location where I'm gonna be meeting up with my guide. He should be here any minute now. I actually think he just pulled up. Seeing a fish jump over here already.
Oh, did you really?
Just a quick glimpse. I don't know what it was. It came clean out of the water though. This is TJ, my guide for the trip. He's been guiding fishing and hunting trips in Maine for over 12 years and was a wealth of knowledge throughout the day.
You're gonna let this swing at the end like that. When it gets close, you want to kind of pull that line in.
And you were saying we're doing basically rainbow trout and landlocked salmon?
Rainbows, landlocks, and brookies.
Brookies. What's like the technical term? Is it it's an Atlantic salmon?
It's a landlocked salmon,
but
but it's a subspecies of an Atlantic salmon. It's a freshwater version of Atlantic salmon.
As we made our way upriver to the first fishing spot, I immediately began to see thousands of little tiny brownish bugs flying around and landing on the water. I also noticed pretty quickly that fish were eating them. TJ explained that what we were seeing were actually caddisflies, a key food source for many of the fish in this river due to their abundance and complex life cycles. Upon noticing these caddisflies, he recommended that we begin the day with fly fishing, since we were already seeing fish feeding heavily on these caddisflies, and different fly fishing techniques can mimic the different stages of the caddisfly's life cycle. Despite the recommendation, I was hesitant to try out fly fishing, since I had no experience at all with it. But I decided to give it a try anyway, and it was pretty rough.
You want to have a little bit of slack line at your disposal.
And then now I'd want to go over.
Out here, don't go directly behind the boat.
And what caused that again? Just too
much line, and so
Gotcha.
It didn't fully extend out. Like that's fine. Now you want to pull that line in, lift the rod up, and then when it goes by you, put it down and let that line feed out.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to ever start with that much line on the water. Lift the rod tip up higher to get the line off the water. Oh! Oh, that was a fish.
It's too hard, huh?
No, you just missed it. It's not your fault.
I got you.
Yeah, he was on there. I don't know if he'll come back.
After missing a handful of fish, TJ decided to give me a more thorough introduction to fly fishing.
I mean, if you want to, you keep feeding it.
And you're like twitching it really hard almost.
Fish just rose right by where the flies are.
And during this process, he actually hooked into some fish pretty quickly.
Oh man! Did you get a shot to see what it was? Oh man.
Sometimes you don't even have to really have to cast. You just kind of pick it up.
And just let it, look at that, came up and grabbed it. Yeah, I saw it. That's awesome. Oh man. That was so cool. You could see him come up and get it.
That's why I love dry fly.
This encouraged me to give it another try, and I was finally starting to show a little bit of improvement.
It's in the water.
Great one. There you go. Great cast.
And then when I was right in the middle of learning how to improve my casting technique, a very nice fish blew up on my dry fly.
It's already.
Oh,
It's way too late.
that was a big fish.
Oh my god.
But I had too much slack in my line and could not set the hook. Despite TJ's solid instructions, it quickly became obvious that I was just out of my element. Trying to learn a new skill in the moment with fish rising all around me was simply too much pressure. We fished around for quite a while after this loss, but it was clear that I had missed my chance at this fish. At this point, we had been fishing for more than half the day, and I needed a break to clear my head after losing such a nice fish. So we decided to take a break and do some exploring. After a short lunch, the pressure was on for me to catch a fish as we were quickly running out of time. I finally decided to switch to a spinning setup with a gold spoon with the hopes of having better luck using a setup I had much more experience with. In fact, this is the exact same setup I've caught tons of redfish on back in Louisiana.
That's a fish.
Luckily, it did not take long before something finally happened.
So you can fish off that gravel bar.
Okay.
No, they sit like that where it kind of comes together. And you can kind of almost see like the long seam of like smooth water on the right, ripply, faster water to the left. Right in the middle of that is a seam.
So like kind of straight ahead.
We kind of want to cast like that way
Okay.
and just start. You want to, it's not real deep, so you're gonna want to work. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's something hitting me or.
I don't think you'd be on bottom.
Huh. Yes, that's something. That feels nice too. Does not feel small.
It took a lot longer than I thought.
Oh man, that was quick for me.
Yeah, that looks like a good fish.
Oh yeah. Trying to keep the tension on him.
That's a nice fish. Just slowly lift him up.
All right.
Really nice fish. That's a nice brookie.
No way, huh?
Really nice brookie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Actually, I think that's a splake.
What's that mean?
Yeah, that's a splake. That's a hybrid. Lake trout, brook trout hybrid.
Really?
Nice splake. Probably 16 inches.
Honestly, man, how do you grab these?
So one hand underneath the pectoral fins, and then the other hand like under its tail. Don't try not to squeeze.
Gotcha.
They're really soft.
Yeah, they're very. All right, guys, check that out. It's a lot more slimy than I'm used to.
Yeah, they're slick. They got a nice film on them. That's why you get your hands wet.
A little bit. Oh shit.
I don't think TJ trusted me with this fish anymore after I dropped it.
Awesome.
Here we go.
That's great.
Obviously not a salmon, but this was a brand new species for me. TJ explained that this fish was a splake. This is a hybrid between a male brook trout and a female lake trout. This fish put up a fantastic fight, and it's always great to catch a new species. At this point, we were almost at the end of our float, and as we got into the warmer waters downstream, I realized I wasn't going to get a salmon on this trip. But I did catch a species I'd never even seen or heard of before, learned a ton about fly fishing, and got to explore one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I will definitely be back. Actually, in about a month for some backcountry camping and fishing near the Canadian border. So if you want to see that adventure and support my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year so that I can monetize this channel and afford even more trips like this, then like and subscribe. And who knows, I may be getting a shot at some Alaskan salmon very soon as well.
My personal theory though is like kind of like you're saying, like I think you and I are kind of the norm. I think people in the middle, I just think the people far right, far left are just so outspoken that they just get blown up. Like that's what you see. You're not going to see someone being rational and like level-headed and just going about like stuff calmly.
Yeah, that doesn't get clicks.
No.
Or likes or views or whatever. No, you're 100% right. A lot of this is fueled by the media.
Oh yeah.
I tell everybody, it's like, people ask me all the time, you know, is Maine a blue state or a red state?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on where you live.
It's a swing state, right?
We're actually like split. So we have 2 electoral votes. And it's split. You have northern Maine and southern Maine.
Oh, that might be something's bopping me.
Some taps.
Yes.
Hey, we got a
Oh no, I think it's
chub.
it's a chub.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost him too. What are these things?
So these were.
Oh, come on. That's either a small fish or he's off.
A little fish.
A little tiny smallmouth.
Yeah, that is a little smallie.
That is funny.
That is a small smallmouth.
Still counts. Another tiny smallmouth. I think he came off.